All right, I'm going to go ahead and start us. Good evening, Mustang fans. It's time for volleyball here in Mount Vernon. You're watching Mustang Vision, brought to you by Ability Physical Therapy for this year's Mount Vernon Varsity High School volleyball team. I'm Jim Beatty. He's Truman Jordan. We're Mustang Vision here in Mount Vernon. First of all, Mustang Vision is brought to you for free. We're so excited about that. It's because of our area businesses here in Mount Vernon and Lisbon. Those include Lunescus Law, Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency, Lunescus Consulting, Yox Landing, Robinson Construction, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, Copenhagen Associates, Kelly Concrete, Gary's Foods, Downtown Dental, Bunch Heating and Cooling, Ability Physical Therapy as our season sponsor, Iowa Physical Therapy, Wilkie's Liquor, Palisades Family Dental, Lynch Ford, Holland Hall Engineering, Mount Vernon Family Dentistry, and Lincoln Way Golf Cars and Budget Blinds of Eastern Iowa. Truman, we had one of the most exciting volleyball matches in recent history Tuesday night. I'm not sure that we're up for broadcasting such a long one tonight. You've had a chance to kind of sit on that, and you saw the comeback, and we experienced it. We had a chance to talk with Coach. How are you feeling tonight as we go into Williamsburg? They're coming to town tonight.
I'm hoping Williamsburg will not give us such a tough match, because it kind of exhausted me on Tuesday night. Then I went to Cornell the next night, and they played Co., and it was another 5-set match with a nail biter right down to the end. So I'm ready for an easy match tonight. But especially that match against West Delaware, when we started out the 5th set behind 0-5, as I recall.
Yeah.
That was quite a comeback.
Well, one of the things that a lot of social media content that was out there, and I know Coach Willems posted about this, is the grit of this team. And really all 5 sets, all 5 sets, they started from behind and were able to turn those last 3 sets about the middle. The 5th set, it took 2 timeouts back-to-back by Coach Willems to turn that momentum. And they literally dug those sets out to take home the victory and move this team to 7-1, holding on to their second ranking in Class 3A.
Yes, and that was very good. I don't know how good Western Christian is. We'll find out later, but they've lost 3 or 4, haven't they?
Yeah, Western Christian's got 4 losses, Mount Vernon just the 1, so it's a measure of sports writers across the state looking at competition, I suppose. You're right, we will find out probably as we get closer to state tournament time, depending on how these 2 teams continue to march through the tournaments, the rest of their conference season, although as we look at this schedule, conference season doesn't mean much anymore. It's a few games. Get ready for the conference tournament.
Right. The conference tournament's the big playoff.
Yeah, so this is our second home match. We have the final home match senior night against Independence a week from Tuesday. And then it's on to conference time in between. There's some tournaments. So Mount Vernon's got a lot of volleyball ahead. This Williamsburg team comes in with a lot of volleyball behind them. You and I were talking pregame. This Williamsburg Raiders team, 5-17 is their record right now, dropping 4 of their last 5. Mount Vernon, winning 5 of their last 6, and going back even more. I suppose you would say they've won 6 of their last 7 or 7 of their last 8 since we're 7-1.
We're certainly in better shape than Williamsburg is, but I don't know how Williamsburg has played so many matches.
Yeah, a lot of tournaments, and they've also been playing some triangles, their home meets, instead of being just.
That would add a lot, but usually you only play 2 out of 3 on those.
Yeah, it's helped a lot. You might see that we're on camera tonight, and we have new threads. Compliments of the Mount Vernon volleyball team. They felt like you and I were ready to go prime time and to dress things up a little bit. I happen to choose to believe that this is moving the championship attitude forward a little bit. So we dress up so that they know we're here for them, and they're playing harder. You brought along a little extra magic for tonight. Your T-shirt.
Right. The fans may not know, but my shirt I'm wearing underneath my white shirt here is the 2019 championship jersey. Coach Willems won state championship. We've made it to the semifinals a couple of times, but this was the only time she's won a state championship.
So let's talk a little bit about, before we preview this Williamsburg team from what you and I may be able to discern from them, let's talk a little bit more about Tuesday night. And again, I think that the word that best describes that night was grit. But let's talk about some individual performances. We saw really a breakout match from Paige Sherman. She had incredible play. You and Coach Willems both talked about how she's hooking up right now with Sydney Huber.
Yeah,
and
right.
just how natural those two work together. But she really hit some balls hard Tuesday night.
A lot of the fans may not be aware of this, but it's a really important connection between a setter and a hitter, and if they're sort of on the same wavelength. A lot of this doesn't involve direct talking. They just know what the other person's going to do, and the setter gets the ball there, right where the hitter needs it at that time, and they really do seem to be connecting very well. Better, I think, than Huber connects with anybody else. So it's really fun to watch that.
Yeah, it really is. You love it when those players sync up well. The other thing that one of the items that we talked about pregame on Tuesday night was, of course, Chloe Meester. Chloe verbally committing to Louisville, and now a true six-position volleyball athlete.
Right. She was, when we looked at the statistics about the Solon match, it turns out the back row statistics, Chloe Meester had the best performance of anybody in the back row, which is kind of surprising because you usually expect somebody else than your major outside hitter to be a good back row player.
And really with length, that was the thing that surprised me, and I caught that again from your interview with Coach Willems, is that the length of Chloe Meester, while might be surprising for me to see her play so well in the back row, is really lending to some of that advantage that she has back there.
Right. As Coach Willems has said, one step by Chloe Meester is like three by Jaden Rowland, for example.
Right.
The difference in height makes a big difference, and the difference in arm length. Her arms are so long, she can reach out and get a ball. She can also, of course, reach way up with that long arm and really pound the ball too. So.
Right. One of the really the common component that we can look for if we kind of turn our attention to Williamsburg here, we got about 10 minutes before announcements and the national anthem and the roster of the lineups, and then first serve right after that, maybe about 9 minutes. Williamsburg comes in. They're a cross-conference rivalry, right? They're from the west side of the WAMAC. We're in the east, of course. But Williamsburg's one of those teams that, across all of the sports, they've consistently been a rival for us out of the west side of this conference, and always bring great athletes to the floor or to the field. I'm looking at a team, 22 matches versus 8 for Mount Vernon, so they've been playing a lot early. But 5-17, so it's been a tough road for them. The common opponent, probably most common component, would be Beckman Catholic. And they lost in a tournament 2 straight sets to Beckman, 2-0 each. Two matches, 2 sets each. So
I'm watching their lineup. I'm watching their warm-up here.
Yeah.
The fans can't see that because the camera's on us. But
we can fix that. Let's turn a little bit of attention to the warm-up so you can talk about them.
They're setting.
and gentlemen, welcome to Mount Vernon High School for some WAMAC Conference Girls Volleyball. Tonight's youth night, folks, and as always, the Girls High School Athletic Union supports good sportsmanship by players, coaches, and fans. As we know, the official shortage is a real issue in high school sports, and Mount Vernon will always make it a tradition to celebrate every official. So please give it up for our officials tonight, Joe Wittgenstein and Dan Nauman. Please welcome the visitors in tonight's game, the Raiders from Williamsburg High School. Let's meet their starting lineup. A senior, number 6, Lily Andrews. Senior, number 8, Phoenix Britt. Freshman, number 10, Eva Hooker. Freshman, number 12, Melissa Seward. Senior, number 18, Lexi Iver. Sophomore, number 21, Avery Nielsen. And at the barrel, a senior, number 5, Talissa Guerrero. Head coach of the Raiders is Brittany Powell. She's assisted by Olivia Peel, Kate Paskey, Casey Nugent, and Nicole Stanford. Mount Vernon High School Volleyball has Iowa's most scoring volleyball traditions. Since 1972, the Mustangs have won over 150 conference titles. 11 Mustangs have gone on to compete in Division I volleyball. 4 Mustangs have gotten to the Iowa Volleyball Hall of Fame. Mount Vernon has made 17 appearances in the state volleyball tournament, including 15 semifinals, 9 finals, and brought home 4 state championships. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mount Vernon! Starting with you must say, Junior, and number 4, this is Paige Sherman. Junior TS, number 5, Aaron Jackson. Outside hitter, senior number 8, Brooke Ellison. Junior 7, number 15, Simeon Hoover. Outside hitter, junior number 16, Chloe Easter. And a sophomore junior number 17, Natalie Weaver. Junior number 1, Junior Ryan. And coach of the best player, Casey Weaver. She was single by Robin Brooke, Kristen Nichols, Emma Hess, Shannon Gitter, Trey Miller, Dalton Cobb, and Jeff Walker. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the city of our national anthem as done by the Mount Vernon Women's Anthem Choir, known as WAMAC.
And bright stars through the
Check. We're back. Hey, thanks to Activities Director Matt Tatey for letting us know that we were off air. Brad Meester let us know that we were off air. Thanks, Brad. And whoever is watching that Brad was able to get a text from, so we appreciate that. Sometimes you get to watching the game, you forget about your equipment. But we're back now, and it's 11-6. Mustangs have continued. At least you had the video feed.
Ellison got her 5th kill, and we couldn't talk about it, but Chloe Meester had an incredibly great one-arm save back there.
Mustangs continue to put the Raiders on their heels. Brooke Ellison pounds that one. That's going to go long. But in the meantime, Brooke Ellison already with 5 Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency kills.
Made her first hitting error.
Jaden Rowland has an RHHI dig, or no, that would be a Yox Landing big dig. Sorry about that. And there's a service error that's going to get the ball back to the Mustangs. 12-7 your score, Brooke Ellison to serve. So not the start that they were looking for, but they certainly have the momentum now. Now they're stretching out the lead. Good pass by the libero for the Raiders. Guerrero, nice dig by Rowland. Brooke Ellison set up in the back, handled by the Raiders. They're going to set it to Andrews. Huber tried to take it herself, couldn't get it across the net, and so that point will go side out to the Raiders.
That's our 4th hitting error.
Hawker to serve at 8-12.
We made 4 hitting errors and a serving error, so 5 of the 8 points they have are from us.
Paige Sherman with a big hit. Raiders were able to get their hand on it, though. From the back row, there'll be a point for the Mustangs. Iberg could not get it across the net on the back row attack. Callie Whitaker back in, and Addison Gukin, first time on the court tonight. She's going to serve at 13-8. Sherman rolls out. And Rowland out. Gukin with a nice serve down the left side. Setting up down the middle. Nice block by Whitaker and Meester. That's a great job by the two of them when we didn't have very many Tuesday night. And Meester pounds it in. All the way down the middle. Just inside that back line by half a ball, Truman. Gukin to serve, 14-8. Mustangs looking for widening of the gap here in the middle of this set. Floating a serve in. And Andrews had a good look at it. Jackson not able to get underneath it, and it's side out to the Raiders.
Nice play by Williamsburg.
Nielsen to serve, 9-14 for the Raiders. Jackson with the pass. Huber set up Callie Whitaker. Raiders go outside. Nice reaction by Jackson. That ball would have just snuck in. And Ellison not able to get it to go down on the back line. It'll be 10-14 serve for Nielsen.
We're getting a little sloppy again here.
Good reactions though on some tough balls. Now Chloe Meester, and that one is a point all day long, twice on Sunday.
When you get in trouble, go to Meester.
Sophie Meester in. She joins Whitaker and sister Chloe on the front line. Rowland back in as well, joining Huber and Ellison. Huber to serve at 15-10. Short set, nice block and a point. That's a Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency block for Callie Whitaker.
Whitaker gets a block for that. That's our first block of the night.
Perfectly positioned. Huber. And an ace.
Oh, an ace.
Miscommunication between the two Raiders in the back.
They each thought the other one was going to take it.
Yep, and you saw them look at each other as the ball passed by. Surprised that neither one of them had it. Huber to serve 17-10.
You know that works in tennis too.
Yes, it does. Almost a collision there between the libero, the back row. Rowland sets up Chloe Meester. She tried to take a little off of it as the angle that she had is going to give her a short court. It still falls outside. side out to the Raiders. Andrews to serve, 11-17.
So we made 6 hitting errors and a serving error, so 7 of the 11 points are our errors.
Ellison passes. She's going to get it back from Huber. She goes from the back row. Now grip, handled by the Mustangs, rolling underneath of it. Chloe Meester hits it hard off the block. They keep it alive. Rolling back to Callie Whitaker. Nice adjustment. Now, probably tough for the fans to see that at home, but it was a great adjustment by Huber to leave that short for Whitaker. Everybody thought she was going to go outside to Meester.
Including me.
Yeah, that was great. Great adjustment that she made. Now Meester to serve at 18-11. Going to go down the grip on the outside, off the block, be point to the Raiders.
Well, at least we touched it. Against West Delaware, we often didn't touch those attacks.
Grip, the kill leader for the Raiders, doing well tonight. Gets that one to go. 12-18, Guerrero to serve. That's going to go be out. She put a lot of air under that ball.
I came close to the ceiling up there.
Mustangs get a chance to get to 21st here on this serve by Rowland. 19-12. Floats that one in. Tough one to get at. They just give it back to the Mustangs. Rolling underneath of it. Huber goes to get it. Brooke Ellison adjusts. And Raiders keep it. That's a nice dig in the back row. And they just get it over to the Mustangs. Paige Sherman brings it back to the Raiders. Now a good look for Grip. And she hits it off the block by Sophie Meester. And that'll be a point to the Raiders.
I'm going to point out again, though, that at least they touched it.
Yeah, it was
against West Delaware. We weren't touching that ball, so the first step in getting your block going is to be able to touch it.
Huber to Sherman, handled in the back row by the Raiders. And that one's going to go out of bounds. Not able to handle the pass. Didn't end up with a real set. And so the Mustangs to 21st. Jackson to serve at 20-13. I know I'm guilty of this, Truman. When you have those shots that look like they're going into the opponent's court and an automatic point and they recover and you're kind of left sitting there as a spectator. Oh, nice dig by Chloe Meester for the point.
Did we give her a kill for the back
that's a
one?
Yox landing big dig followed by a Richardson Hansen Hotes Insurance Agency kill. A 2-for-1 by Chloe Meester. 21-13, Jackson to serve.
That was her right hand. The other save she made was with her left hand earlier.
That one was so exciting, I completely forgot the point I was trying to make. We'll get back to it later, I'm sure. Huber outside to Brooke Ellison. This time Grip from the outside, just over the net, nicely blocked by Huber, and that'll stay on the Raiders side for a Mustang point. Jackson serving 22-13, 3 points to set. Little floater, Guerrero underneath of it. They're going to go outside to Grip. Jackson reacts to it, goes back over the net. And Hawker was able to.
They called Williamsburg for being in the net on
Hawker
that.
touched the net. She had a nice move at the top, but came down on the net.
Nice save by Jackson, though.
Oh, Jackson didn't know the point went to her, so now they get the ball back. 2 points to set. Jackson to serve at 23-13.
I think we have to note that our back row is playing much better than they did against West Delaware.
Ooh, a tough pass is going to give the Raiders fits. Back to Meester. Huber's going to set this one up to Brooke Ellison, and she pounds it off the block. Nielsen got there, but Ellison had too good a look, and that's another Richardson Hansen Hotes Insurance Agency kill for Brooke Ellison. She's up to 7? 6. 6.
Meester, Chloe Meester and Brooke Ellison each have 6 kills.
Jackson serving set point. Off the tape, and that'll be a Mustang.
He called it down.
He called it down. Mustangs and an ace for Jackson to close out the first set. 25-13. Great work there. Truman, I'm going to swing. Really good first set for the Mustangs. Didn't get off to the fast start. 5-2.
No, we didn't. But we're a little slow, and so
really took care of business.
Coach Willems took a timeout at 2-5, and I just would point out that we won this set 25-13. So after that timeout, we outscored them 23-8.
Very impressive.
That's dominance.
Not a timeout from the coach, from Williamsburg's coach. So a 25.
The coach knows her team, so I don't know.
Yeah, 25-13 score. You look back in a game track, and you say 25-13. Williamsburg really was never in that set, even though they started out to a hot start.
I never felt that we were going to lose the set, even though we were behind.
Yep.
And we ended up making 7 errors. So for their 13 points, we made mistakes for more than half of them.
Just a chance for you to be reminded of our sponsors. You've been watching their logos parading in front of you throughout the night. Those include Luneskis Law, Richardson, Hanson, Holtz Insurance Agency, Luneskis Consulting, Yox Landing, Robinson Construction, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, Copenhagen Associates, Kelly Concrete, Gary's Foods, Downtown Dental, Bunch Heating and Cooling, Ability Physical Therapy, who bring us our season-long sponsorship, Iowa Physical Therapy, Wilkie's Liquor, Palisades Family Dental, Mount Vernon Chiropractic, and Lincoln Way Golf Cars. While I'm reading those off, and it doesn't really matter because you couldn't see them with the camera angle that you've got, I don't think, but they're showing the, well, no, they're going to bring them out onto the gym floor. So I'm going to they're going to bring them out onto the gym floor. So I'm going to show you that. The 4th and 5th grade volleyball teams. Truman, 1972, Mount Vernon volleyball kind of got its championship start and really kind of pacing things out. And they've had year after year after year of success. And you look out on that floor right now, all the 4th and 5th graders. That's why this program is so successful, is the number of athletes that continue to turn out through this program.
So one of the things, you're making me feel old now, Mr. Beatty. Back in, I got to think about this, back when our youngest daughter, Joy, was in the 5th and 6th grade, David Voigt, father of Sean Voigt, started 5th and 6th grade athletics, volunteers, just with the parents. There were the system didn't have any coaches. And I remember I was a little hesitant about that, but it turned out Sean Voigt, their son, went on to become a Division III national champion wrestler, and our daughter Joy went on to become a Hall of Fame setter for Iowa and played for Indiana. It worked out, and it's been going on ever since then. So you're right.
Spectacular. And we're it's impressive to watch year after year. I gave blood this afternoon, and a former volleyball player was the nurse that was taking my blood, and she talked about her time on the court from 2009 to 2012 and the memories that she has at that time. And so you know, it's just great. You mentioned Taylor Dykus. Taylor Dykus, you happened to run across her at Ability Physical Therapy, who's our season sponsor.
Yeah.
And so not only do we have great athletes that come through this program, that they go on to be great participants in the communities that they serve, great people. And I'm appreciative when we get a chance to talk with each of these athletes, the awareness that they have of their opportunity, but also their goals for their future.
Oh, look at this. We're going to start Chloe Meester in the back row.
So we're getting set for set 2.
She's trying a different arrangement.
Mount Vernon taking set 1, 25-13. And as Truman has alertly found, the back row start for the Mustangs in this rotation is going to be Jaden Rowland, Chloe Meester, and it's at Sydney Huber. It's back there with her. And the front row is Paige Sherman, Brooke Ellison, and Sophie Meester.
That's Huber.
Yep.
So he's just rotating it around. She's just rotating. It's the same order. The same people are next to each other.
All right, so we're getting ready. We're just waiting on the down official. Down officials having a conversation with Coach Powell, sorry. And we're ready. Jaden Rowland to start set 2 for the Mustangs. Williamsburg setting up the kill. Nice reaction by Huber. Underneath of it, Rowland sets up Meester. And Chloe Meester gets an RHHIA kill right off the bat, down the middle.
Out of the back row.
Out of the back row.
I'm up here asking myself, why is she starting this lineup this way? And all of a sudden, boom.
Yep. Rowland serving 1-0. Another set. This one's going to go outside. That's the second in a row for Clarissa Sewer. This one she hits wide, so it'd be another point to the Mustangs. Rowland to serve 2-0. Oh, and a tough serve or an ace.
Got to give her an ace for that one.
Rowland took everything off that overhand serve, and it just nearly dropped vertically out of the ceiling. Now she's going to pound that one. And that one, too, is mishandled, but over to the Mustangs. But that's an easy kill for Paige Sherman. She just, little wrist flip. Another Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency kill. Rowland floats this one. We're going to get the setter take, but on the backside, Brooke Ellison was ready. Paige Sherman pounds it down the middle. She's got another kill. Here comes her total. 5-0.
They were really clicking on that one. Nice save by Ellison, though. Ellison was alert for that dump. We're much more alert. We didn't get that play against West Delaware.
There's a hitting error from Andrews by the Raiders. Set was a little wide.
We finally get a timeout.
And here's going to be a timeout. First timeout called tonight by Coach Powell. Mustangs with a 6-0 lead. Truman, the way they've come out in this second set, it is apparent to me they fully understand their capabilities and their horsepower that they have over this Raiders team.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're just executing so far flawlessly.
And I think that's an astute point. The execution is perfect at this point. And they're all connected. So every receipt has been spot on. It's been good passes, great sets, leading to nothing short than perfect kills. And a nice service game from Jaden Rowland so far, coming out of the timeout serving 6-0.
Don't jinx her. Yeah, I knew.
Doggone it. A little flat. So now the Raiders, first chance on offense here. Nielsen to serve 1-6. Meester down low to get it. It's going to go all over the net. Now the Raiders are going to set up. Outside 18, had it blocked. Iberg had it blocked by Sherman. And another block by Sherman. This time over the top, and it'll go out of bounds. Raiders decided to play the long ball to the back row and hit it too far. It'll be side out to the Mustangs. In comes Jackson to serve.
It appears that Dolphy Combs' work with the players on blocking is paying off because we just had two wonderful blocks there. And look at Sophie Meester talking to him on the bench over there. Sophie's very happy.
And another nice block. This one is a block for a point.
It came down on the inside,
unfortunately. Oh, it was.
But they were up there.
That darn up official. I can't ever see the ball when he's standing there. I'll take that one back. It's a point to the Raiders. Side out 2-7. Grip to serve. And that's a service error. That goes long. It's actually Andrews serving. So now Brooke Ellison to serve 8-2.
We have an 8-2 lead, and now Chloe Meester is getting in the front row for the first time.
That does not spell good things. Great serve by Ellison, comes back over the net to the Mustangs, and guess what? That leads to a Huber set to Meester now in the front row, and it's 9-2.
And Sherburne was there again. They sort of had a double stack, and they didn't know who was going to hit the ball.
And there's Ellison's serve. Another good serve. Comes off strong, but they're able to get a set underneath of it. Nice dig by Roland after the block, and Meester hits it into the net. That'll be a Raider side out.
She tried to cut it inside and go down the line toward us, toward the camera, and just cut it a little too tight.
Point to the Mustangs.
Nice back set to Sherburne.
Sherburne with another RHHIA kill. You got to give it up to Richardson, Hansen, Holtz. Those guys are smart on picking the sponsorship. You get to kill sponsorship with this team. Going to get a lot of mentions. Gukin to serve at 10-3. Nice pass by Guerrero. They're going to set up Grip down the middle, and she hits it off the Whitaker block. That'll be a point, side out to the Raiders. Sherburne in, Gukin out. Roland in on rotation.
We got our hands on it, though.
Ellison down underneath that. Huber sets Whitaker, and she'll get a point on that. Andrews tried to pancake it and couldn't get her hand under it in time. So now Huber to serve at 11-4.
We have 6 kills and an ace, but we have 11 points. They've made 4 errors.
Oh, and right on the line.
Oh, did you see that drop right at the last? I thought, that ball's going out. All of a sudden, it just sort of dropped.
That ball had eyes. Guerrero had completely given up on it and then watched it fall on the line. And there's another one right at it, so she takes this one. They give it back to the Mustangs. The set over the net, and that just leads to Chloe Meester down the middle. It's 13-4.
Now, you haven't seen that play before. Whitaker went outside, and
I really like that play.
Meester circled around and came up and essentially became a middle hitter.
Yeah, I really like that play. Huber serving. Good dig. Tip down the middle. Ellison's in the back row to get it. Huber's going to set up. This time Sophie Meester from the outside. The Raiders are able to get their arms on it. Huber with the pick and the back row. Randall underneath. Ellison brings it back over to the Raiders. Now their chance. They're going to get a good set on this one to Grip. And a nice block. There's a block for a point. That's Sophie Meester with a Richardson Hansen Holtz Insurance Agency block for a point. 14-4.
We're going to have to remember to compliment Dolphy Calm afterwards. The blocking is so much better.
Yeah. Underneath of it. And that'll be, it's too many hits for an ace. But that was essentially an ace serve because the pass just it went outside. Good hustle by the Raiders to get their hands on it. But 15-4, Huber to continue serving. There's the pass, and it's going to go out to that one. We will give her an ace.
I guess we'll give her an ace for that.
And it'll be the second timeout called by Coach Powell. Her last of the set. I give her an ace on that because it was one touch and out. That ball had some serious spin on it, Truman, as it was, and it had that sideways spin. There was no chance to keep that ball straight.
Yeah. So since they called it last time out, they were behind 0-6. Now they're behind 4-16. So we've outscored them 10-4 since their last time out. So we haven't let up.
No, we haven't let up at all. And really all cylinders clicking right now for the Mustangs.
We've only made one hitting error and one serving error. The serving error when you jinxed Roland. That's
it's on me. That's on me. Make sure somebody tells Jaden tonight that serving error was on the announcer. Out of the timeout, Mustangs on the court first. Huber to grab the ball and serve at 16-4. And another ace. Another ace for Huber. That was 2 touches, but that was a wish on that second one. It was just reaction.
The coach ought to shift her thing so that Huber keeps serving down the line.
There she goes down the middle that time. Grip into the block, and that'll be a Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency block for Chloe Meester. Blocked it right back at the Raiders. And we got Olivia Haverback coming in for her first action tonight. Callie Whitaker's going to sub out, and Huber's serving at 18-4. Good chance to get some depth action. Guerrero with the pass. Grip just has to give it back to the Mustangs. Rowland puts an arm on it, and now Sophie Meester has it blocked back at her. That was a nice job in the front row by Hawker and Grip for the Raiders. So they get the side out after a run of points for the Mustangs.
That was a nice block by Williamsburg.
Grip to serve 5-18. Ellison with the pass. Huber's going to go and get it outside to Meester, and she hits it hard off the block and out of bounds. They had the block set up. Nielsen and Hawker were there, but Meester hit it too hard off that inside hand. It went right outside at the feet of Coach Willems. Now on the side out, Meester to serve at 19-5. Kaylon Spratt in for the Raiders. Ooh, and a nifty little floater by Meester. Means the Raiders can't do anything with it. Huber's going to set up Haverback down the middle, and is dug nicely by the Raiders. Brooke Ellison underneath of it. The Raiders get it back and pound it. So just a little bit of difficulty handling that ball, keeping it on our side of the net. That was an easy put away for the Raiders. Side out 6-19.
Is this the first time we've seen Haverback on the court this year?
It is. First time this. I saw her at the Shirley Ryan. Into the antenna.
She hit it off the net. We started to make some errors.
Yep. Point to the Raiders. Hawker serving 7-19. Rolling with the pass. Huber's going to set up Sophie Meester, and she'll get the point off the block. Andrews was there, and Sewer was there. Meester just hit it through him. So they get to 20 first. They got a bigger spread this time than last time, and Rowland to serve at 27. 22-7. Ooh, and floats it in. That's tough handle. Raiders give it back to the Mustangs. Meester, Huber underneath of it to Ellison. Not much on that one. Set was a back a little far. Nice take, but a great reaction by Paige Sherbin to keep that ball alive. And that's going to be a point for Brooke Ellison. Really not an attempt at a kill there, Truman, but she gets it because she put enough rotation on it. Hit it up over the top of the block.
Well, we have this saying in tennis, which works in volleyball often, is keep the ball in play. That's.
And Chloe Meester is going to sub out and in for the first time tonight. Kaylee Kelchin, good to see her. She comes into the back row. Jaden Rowland's 21-7 serve. Grip. That was actually it was Andrews that tried to get that ball over to the Mustangs. She's going to do it again. This time she puts it in for a point off Kelchin. There's an example on the other side of what you were just saying. The Raiders doing enough to keep the ball in play, and Andrews got a good look at it. Serving an 8-21 at Nielsen. Ellison with the pass. Huber's going to set up Paige Sherbin, and that one is almost always going to be a positive for the Mustangs. They work so well together. Another Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency kill for the Mustangs. Paige Sherbin. Jackson to serve, 22-8. Ooh, late decision in the back row by the Raiders. And it'll be a point to the Mustangs. That ball never got across the net. 2 points to set. Jackson with the serve. See if she can serve this one out. Mustangs on a roll right now. Really good serve by Erin Jackson. And a nice shot, though, coming up by Sewer.
She didn't hold back on that when she took a real whack at it.
She did. She was back off the net a fair amount, too, and still able to get it by the block of Ellison and Sherbin. Andrews to serve at 9:23 for the Raiders. Couching with the pass. Huber's going to set outside to Brooke Ellison. That's gone well tonight. Andrews not able to get a clean hand on it. It goes into the Raider bench. And it's set point. Meester comes into the front row. Kelchin goes out, and it'll be, that's Maverick Schweer in for the first time tonight. She's going to serve set point.
She's a freshman, right?
Yes, she is. 5'2" freshman. She joins Jackson and Rowland in the back row. Nice jump serve. Guerrero with a pass, and that'll be an ace by Schreer. 25-9. Mustangs on a roll. True, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes for the statistics on that. You and I haven't spent much time talking about your ability to produce some impressive statistics doing your in-game stats. But that was an efficient set for the Mustangs. Slow start again in set one, able to put it away, though, impressively 25-13 with that big run in the middle. This one was the Mustangs from the beginning, starting out 6-0 and then coming back and scoring another 10-4 clip, and they just continued because then they ran out another 9-5 stretch to finish this game.
Well, Williamson didn't pass very well. We had 5 aces, which is a reflection of the fact they weren't passing very well.
And
we
some
had
really quality
We
serves.
had 2 blocks, which I was very happy to see because
Yep.
we're blocking much better. And we had 12 kills, so that's 19 points out of the 25. That's pretty good, and we only had 3 hitting errors and that 1 serving error, which we have to give to Jaden Rowland. But that means, in terms of our offensive output, we made 4 offensive errors, and we made 19 offensive good things.
So plus 15.
Plus 15, which is huge.
It's pretty hard not to win in a set at plus 15.
It's very hard not to win when you got a plus 15.
Williamsburg ready to go, and I think I don't really blame them, because the best thing you can do when you have a set letdown like that is to get back on the floor and shake it off. And so I'm sure they're wanting to make this happen. They will have the serve to start set 3. And we'll see if the Mustangs can keep the pressure, keep the momentum on. Trying to string together quality pass, quality set, leading to quality kill, just about every one of those points. In fact, you've got 12 kills there in that set. I think you could say that about every one of them, save for the one that Meester had where the ball came back across the set, came across the net. She was able to put it away.
Yeah. Williamsburg, if you think about what you saw, they didn't, on at least 2/3, maybe 3/4 of the balls,
Yep.
they were bumping the ball over.
Yeah.
They were not running an offense.
Yeah, exactly. Which, quite frankly, is what those first 2 set issues were for the Mustangs, is that we weren't able to do anything with the ball when we had it on offense, and we're simply passing it back to the Hawks time and time again. That allowed them to take those 2 sets.
Yes.
And then we started to cure that remedy, and tonight it's, as I said before, it's all cylinders intact. Mustang rotation to start off set 3. Chloe Meester will be in the back row along with Rowland and Jackson. Front row of Huber, Ellison, and Sherbin. Serving it first for the Raiders is Nielsen. Sherbin tips it across the net. Underneath of it, Andrews. Chloe Meester with a nice dig and a great work there. Meester with the Yox landing big dig, and then Sherbin puts it away for the Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency kill. That's a point for the Mustangs. Side out, Ellison to serve.
Nice play.
Just a great reaction by Paige Sherbin. There's a set outside. Oh, and Rowland not able to get that. Iberg went deep with it for the Raiders. Late reaction by Rowland. She did everything she could on the one-arm reach. So tied at 1. Andrews to serve. Ellison. That's the first tough pass that we've had tonight. That one just kind of came off sideways. So it's 2-1. Raiders with their first lead since early in set one. Jackson's got this one. She holds it up. Sherman to guess who? Chloe Meester. She rocks that one back to the big M on the south wall pads. It's 2-2 Mustangs. Gookin in to serve. Chloe Meester, another RHHIA kill. And we'll get a good look at Gookin's serve. Grip steps in front of Guerrero, so it kind of throws them off balance. It's going to be an easy one, and Whitaker puts it away inside the left side. Callie Whitaker, another kill for RHHIA and the Mustangs.
Nice choice, because I think almost all the Williamsburg team was looking at Chloe Meester thinking she was going to get the ball.
Oh, and an ace off of Gookin. She changed it up. Addison Gookin typically pounds that serve, and that one she just floated it in front of, let's see, I think that was Sewer that couldn't get to it, but it's 4-2. Gookin continues. Another one she floated to Sewer. Grip had to reach for it, not a good set. And now Chloe Meester, automatic. She's on autopilot right now, hit it inside of Sewer. That's 5-2 lead for the Mustangs, and another kill for Chloe Meester. Truman, we talked in Shirley Ryan. Early in that Shirley Ryan, she got to 1,000 kills here at the start of her junior season. She's got most of this junior season left to go. That kill number could be monstrous for Meester by the time she's done with her senior year.
She's on track to break Mount Vernon records in every way.
Gookin pounds this one. Grip got a good look at it, but Huber right there with an awesome block. Jackson setting up Huber outside to Meester. Oh, and she just hung in the air, but she's going to get the point. She got just enough of the ball, and her late reaction caused Grip to react lately. She gets the kill point.
She barely got that ball over the net.
When it's going right, it's going right. Another RHHIA kill for Chloe Meester. Gookin. That one came off sideways on her hand into the net. It'll be a side out to the Raiders, but not before the Mustangs. What was that, 5 in a row?
I think so,
5
because
points?
we were behind.
Got the side out to 2, and then 5 points. So now Guerrero to serve at 3-7. Jackson underneath it. Nice control by Jackson on that pass. And Callie Whitaker, and that was a great adjustment by Callie Whitaker in the air. You saw her hang there, and she changed her angle as she saw the defender backing up and hit it into the open court there in the front line.
Wow.
Huber to serve 8-3. Oh, into the net. So back-to-back service errors for the Mustangs in what would otherwise be a big run of points here. Gives the ball back to the Raiders, and Iberg to serve at 4-8. Ellison with a pass. Huber's got it. Callie Whitaker, and that one's going to be inside, just in the corner.
The Williamsburg bench didn't think that ball was in.
Nor did the players. Schwerer back in to serve at 9-4 on the side out for the Mustangs. Oh, and a third in a row. So the only thing keeping the Raiders in this match right now are our serves.
We've made 3 serving errors, and they've got 5 points. So,
well, to her credit, though, she got the ace that closed out the last set. Back set to Callie Whitaker. That one's going to go long. And it'll be another point to the Raiders.
we're getting a little careless here.
Spratt serving 6-9. Trying a few things. Schwerer with a good pass. Huber's going to go outside to Brooke Ellison this time. Great set. Handled back over the net by the Raiders. This will be outside to Brooke Ellison. She hits it harder this time. Well, actually, she took a little off and went longer, and it goes inside the back line. The Mustangs get it back. Sherman in, Whitaker out, and
we've got 8 kills and an ace, and we've got 10 points, so that means they've only made, they're keeping the ball in play.
There's a tough pass. Joust one at the net, Meester and Hawker, and that reaction gives the ball to the Mustangs. You going to give a kill on that one?
Yep, Meester gets a kill for a little puffy push.
Yeah, Sophie Meester got the block at the net and then came back with the put-away kill. Andrews pounds it, but Schweer's underneath of it. That's a great dig. Ellison hits it long, though. So great dig by Schweer, and really excellent work by Huber to go get her hands on that set, and Ellison just hit it a little long.
Yeah.
Now serving for the Raiders, Hawker at 7-11.
We're coming off our edge, and we're not.
Paige Sherman, that's a good way to get the ball back. Put it in her hands. She puts it away for another Richardson Hanson Holtz Insurance Agency kill.
I like the way Sherman, if she's getting the ball, that look on her face says, I'm going to pound this ball.
she absolutely rockets that ball. Jackson to serve at 12-7. And there's a shot by Williamsburg. It's going to go long off the arm of Sewer. So Sherman giving up 4 inches to Meester. She doesn't quite get as high as Chloe does, but boy, she gets enough room for that arm swing, and
she's got a quick arm swing.
Just laces it. Jackson serving 13-7. Guerrero with a pass. The setter takes it herself. Rowland's right there, and Sherman puts it away. Quick set from Huber to Sherman. And there you go again. Truman, we were talking about how consistently Huber and Sherman hook up.
Yeah.
And you saw it right there as she pounds that one down the lane. 14-7, another Richardson Hanson Holtz Insurance Agency kill for Sherman. A floater from Jackson for an ace. Nice job mixing up the serve for the Mustangs, keeping the Raiders really uncertain as to how to react.
I call that yin and yang. You hit it, you serve deep.
Like that one.
Then you serve short.
Oh, and a nice job by Andrews for the Raiders. Into the block.
Our block was there. We just weren't penetrating over the net.
Sherman and Huber connected on that block. Didn't quite get home. And that'll be an ace. Oh, no, Rowland still's got a chance at it. Now Jackson brings it over. Nice work between the back row players. And then an adjustment outside. Rowland goes and gets it. Brooke Ellison now with a chance to do something. They give it back to the Raiders. Going to go outside to Andrews. Schweer underneath of it. Huber's outside to Brooke Ellison. And her little tip shot kept alive by the Raiders. Now back over to the Mustangs. Nice volley. Longest one of the night. Now Brooke Ellison tips it across into the net. Raiders keep it alive. Andrews up high. Schweer underneath of it. Now Huber outside to Brooke Ellison one more time. There's the Raiders. Andrews is going to tip it over. Jackson keeps it high. Huber to Sherman. Oh, and a nice dig by the Raiders. Now Andrews into the block, handled by the Raiders. Andrews again. Schweer. And a tip across by Huber. Handled by the Raiders. Now Andrews gives it back to the Mustangs. Schweer, Huber setting up to Brooke Ellison. Off the block. Kept alive by the Mustangs. Somebody's got to applaud these ladies. Rowland takes it. It would have been out, but the Raider kept it alive. Jackson's right there on the advance across the net to Brooke Ellison. She tips it. My goodness, Truman, can you believe this? Andrews. Schweer keeps it alive on the nice dig. And they're going to call a hit to the antenna. Brooke Ellison helped the up official, and the corner judge, Tim, called it. That's a point to the Mustangs. That may be the longest volley I've ever called.
It could be. It's the longest one I've seen this season. I know that's for sure.
Cow.
Cornell and Co. had some like that last night.
That was amazing.
We'll have to go on the tape and go back and count the number of times the ball went back and forth.
I'm glad that we've got video that we can count it up. Kelchin serving at 16-8. She put a lot of power on that one and too much air. Beside out to the Raiders. Andrews to serve at 9-16. Wow, that was just impressive by those two teams. The defensive reactions to keep those balls live. Chloe Meester off the block, handled by Rowland. That was a great block. That was Sewer that blocked a massive shot by Meester. And Andrews to serve at 10-16. Jackson passes. Huber sets up. Meester one more time. They're not going to get her twice. This time she went over the top of Sewer. Huber put it a little higher. Truman allowed her to jump just a little bit more and get a better angle.
Makes a big difference.
Now Gukin to serve at 17-10. Oh, that serve just died on the hands of Sewer. Meester, and now Huber's just going to give it back to the Raiders. Guerrero underneath of it. They're going to set up Andrews to the outside. She got just enough. She kind of did a Chloe Meester on it. She was falling, couldn't quite get high enough on it, but got enough hand to put it over the top of Huber, and it kind of fell inside the defense. Point to the Raiders, and Guerrero to serve at 11-17. Roland dug, had to go deep for that one. Now Jackson over. Chloe Meester, they're going to call her over the net.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she put that one away. It'll be point with the Raiders and making a little bit of a run here in this third set. Now
the
down
ball
just
has to
12-17.
break the plane of the net.
Callie Whitaker is going to put that one away and get it back for the Mustangs.
That's Whitaker's fourth kill of this set. She's tied with Chloe Meester for kills.
Another Richardson Hansen Hotes Insurance Agency kill for the Mustangs. Whitaker doing well. Huber to serve at 18-12. Guerrero with a pass, setting up grip down the middle. Roland's going to back set to Meester. She had to adjust for it, and just a little too deep, little too touch.
So one of the things I've noticed tonight is Huber's taken a lot more balls, first balls.
Okay.
Whereas against West Elder, she's expecting her teammates to take them.
That was a strong serve. Lexi Iberg. Kelchin had to go up for it and couldn't get enough. Couldn't get her hands high enough, quick enough. 14-18, Iberg to serve. Kelchin with a pass. This time really handled nicely. Whitaker. And it was blocked back at Roland, and she couldn't do anything with it. Nice job by Phoenix Grip. And it'll be a timeout called by Coach Willems. Why not, right? You've got them. You don't get any money for them if you keep them. And just a little bit of a momentum swing back to a 3-point spread. And that's a good time for Coach Willems. You're doing more stat work tonight and less timeout predicting. You didn't call that one.
It's the Williamsburg coach doesn't like to call timeouts, so there's nothing to predict there.
It's really hard in volleyball to maintain a consistent momentum.
What Willems wants is she wants the team on the floor to settle down and play. She doesn't have all her starters out there.
True.
All right, she's got Kelchin out there, who's not a...
Jordan Bliley's in also. Kelchin with a good pass. Huber's going to set up Chloe Meester. That's going to be put away. And it's called in by the back left judge, Karkoff. And it'll be point to the Mustangs. Meester to serve at 19-15. So good point out of the timeout.
When in doubt, go to Chloe Meester.
Kelchin out, Ellison in. Meester serves. Raiders didn't really go where the players were that time. Jordan Bliley had a chance, and just a tad long. That was a good look for Bliley.
That's our fifth hitting error. We've had a over-the-neck call and 4 serving errors. Woo! Woo! Oh, that was a nice play.
Is that Whitaker that got one?
Yeah, that's Whitaker's 5th kill.
Wow. So I just got a text from Leanne Briesmeister. It was just a number, but I believe it was 23 for that long volley. I believe she counted. That's incredible. Brooke Ellison pounds that one. Guerrero pushes it back across the net on the dig. Chloe Meester from the back, and she puts that one away. It was a huge leap by Meester. She was way in the air and was able to connect with that one into the back corner. 21-16, Roland serving. Thank you, Leanne Briesmeister, for that. Oh, and an ace for Roland. That was almost a gritty out of her as she was celebrating that ace. And there, I'm not, notice I did not say anything.
You jinxed her again,
I
didn't you?
didn't say anything. 17-22 on the side out. Hawker to serve. Meester digging that one. Huber outside to Brooke Ellison, and that's a great line that Ellison took. A perfect set from Huber, 23-17 side out to the Mustangs, 2-point to match. So Truman, we really did want to see a 3-set match tonight. You got a team comes in 5-17 versus 7-1, unranked Williamsburg, number 2 in the state for Mount Vernon. They needed to control this one, and they're putting this one away handily.
Yep. That's what the coach wanted to see.
Every aspect of the game is working for them.
Oh, nice play by Williamsburg.
Yeah.
She switched hands on them.
She did. Seward
used her left hand, and they were trying to block her right hand. And
Hubert Sherbin right there for the block. She just went up over the top of him. Roland couldn't get to it. It's side out to the Raiders, 18-23. Roland with a pass. Huber not able to get to it. That one came out flat from Roland's arms. So a little longer delay here. Still time for the Raiders.
Yep. We're sort of losing our focus. We've been slowly slipping away.
Nielsen serving in 19-23. Good pass from Meester. And that's Paige Sherbin. She says, enough of this. Sherbin puts it into match point. Ellison to serve. Another RHHIA kill. Paige Sherbin. I'm going to be interested in these kill totals you're going to have tonight.
We got 18 kills and 3 aces. That's 21. They've kept the ball in play. They've made us get the kills.
Good serve by Ellison. Not anything to do with it for the Raiders. Huber this time to Meester to put it away, and that's match point. Chloe Meester. The Mustangs roll tonight. 25-13, 25-9, 25-19. Truman, that's an impressive outing. You see the ladies shaking hands out there. The Mustangs are going to get the student tunnel one more time as they are ushered off. They only get a chance at this three times this season.
Yeah.
We got one more to go, senior night against Independence. What do you got for totals tonight?
Well, I have Meester for 17 kills.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
I have Ellison for 10. Whitaker was a surprise, especially the last set. She had 5. She had 7. Sherburne had 8, 9. Things were spread around. Meester, of course, had more than anybody else, but things are spread around. Sophie Meester only had 2 kills.
Didn't have very many attempts tonight.
But the blocking on the right side was so much better than it has been in the past. And we were covering tips, and we corrected a lot of mistakes that we made in the West Delaware match, which is a good sign.
Correction on that 23 number on that long volley. That's 23 passes of the ball over the net. 23 times that ball crossed the net in that long volley. That's spectacular. So we anticipate Coach Willems coming up. You'd like to interview her again tonight?
It's always fun to talk to Coach Willems.
I will let her. I see her coming right now. I'm gonna turn the headset over to her. Make sure you guys are talking into the camera. And we'll give you some time with her.
We have to look at the camera.
Thank you for the uniform.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks. It was nice to get out of here in 3 tonight instead of
Yeah,
5.
it was. And the first thing I want to do is thank you for the threads that Mr. Beatty and I are wearing.
You guys are looking pretty darn good.
These are spectacular.
Pretty dapper.
I was just saying to Jim, when I thought about the mistakes we made against West Delaware, we weren't covering tips, balls were falling. We corrected that. You must have had a little talk with the team about that.
Yeah, we definitely took time to process what got in our way of being successful against West Delaware and understood, there were some phases in our game we had to be better, and overall just our focus. So making sure we aren't ball watching across the net, right?
Yeah.
Like you got to make sure you're watching the hitter's approach, line of approach, change in arm swing, and I think we were much better about that looking across the net tonight and seeing the hitter.
And it looked to me like Huber, who's, when she's in the back row playing right back, played a lot more balls that she waited for somebody else to take before.
Yeah, she did a nice job of releasing to tip coverage tonight. Much improved.
And I think that helped a lot.
Sure does.
And I give credit to Dolphy. He told me last night at the Co-Cornell match, that he had worked with the team on block. Right side blocking was so much better.
Yep, it really did look better. And we're Dolphy's great. He's our blocking guru. We love it when he can come in the gym and work with our kids, and we're just trying to set aside chunks of time so that we can really be intentional about the training we're getting and not just going through blocking drills to go through blocking drills, but doing them with intention with what each kid kind of needs to work on. So He's great at that.
And I think part of that probably was Huber setting the block out there when she was in the front row better. But I was just really impressed with how much better the blocking was. And, of course, Chloe Meester with a one-arm save with her left arm, and then later on her right arm went out.
Yep.
She has got a huge span.
She sure does. She has a great span, and she loves defense and ball pursuit, so I think that makes a difference too, right? Because that's a mindset thing. Like, I'm not going to let a ball get away from me, and so I appreciate that about her play.
She had, I got to make sure I get this right, 7-13. I have her for 17 kills tonight.
That's a lot in 3 sets, isn't it?
Well,
Holy smokes.
It's almost 6 kills a set. So
Yeah.
That was impressive. Williamsburg was not that impressive.
Williamsburg has had several coaching changes in the last 5 to 6 years, and that makes it really hard to have program continuity. And so they're playing a lot of young kids. They have a new head coach. She's young, but she's, I think, got some solid support from her assistants, and they're just really in kind of a rebuild.
Well, a lot of times they were just keeping the ball in play.
They did hustle. I mean, they really did.
Because I keep track of offensive things, and several times I counted our kills and our blocks and our aces, and it was within 2 or 3 points of our score, which meant they weren't giving us a lot. They were forcing us to make them.
That's right. Yeah, they're very scrappy.
So that was nice. I really enjoy not having a 5-set match, though, because I had 2 in a row, and I was...
I'll tell you what, Truman, I came to the Co-Cornell match last night, and I was there for set 1 and set 2, and I was like, I cannot do this again. I have got to go. So I left after the second set. I didn't have it in me, so I hear you.
You're not the only one. Carol Enns was sitting in front of me, and she said, I got to go.
Yeah, I did. I went home and got into bed and read my book and called it a night. So, yeah. Yep.
But it was exciting.
That's
and
great.
The long rally we had at one time, Jim said that a fan called in and said that ball went over the net 23 times.
Oh, my gosh. That was a nice long rally. That was great. I love long rallies, because it makes you sustain your focus and your level of play. So, and it's always fun to win the long rally, of course.
You couldn't see it from there, but their player one time was standing out of bounds and played the ball.
Oh, well, thank you.
That's what the coach was saying.
Of course, yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
But it was great.
It was great.
What's up next for you?
Well, we head out to Red Oak. We leave at noon on Friday so that we get to Red Oak and practice. And then we play in a tournament there. It's a 10-team tournament. Love to go out there because it's opponents we don't see. Sometimes it's over and over again. You churn through the same people in Eastern Iowa. And so I love to go out and play, some central western Iowa folks, southwest Iowa folks. Sue Center's coming down, actually, from northwest Iowa, and I'll be there. And
Who is?
Sue Center, who was state runner-up last year in 3A. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's just nice to see different people, and it helps me down the road with common opponents when we're getting into the postseason and just, who might have played whom. And just to see, it's a different style of play. Even the officiating's a little bit different, and so I like that we have to respond to a different environment and kind of different style of play. So I love the opportunity to go down there.
But you're not going to see Western Christian out there.
We're not. They might go into Des Moines this weekend.
Okay. We were talking about the conference tournament, and you're not going to see Clear Creek until the conference tournament, right?
That's right. Yeah, and so it depends on where we finish. I mean, I think they're probably a shoe-in to win the West, right? So they'll be the 1 seed in the West, and, our goal is to do our job and be the 1 seed in the East, and then we'd be opposite sides of the bracket. But, I mean, we still have a pretty darn tall order in front of us, so but that's obviously our goal is
But the East is much stronger than the West.
Yeah. Not I mean, teams that would get 3rd and 4th place in the East would probably this year be, 2nd place in the West.
Yeah, but Clear Creek is apparently pretty strong.
They're the real deal. Yeah, we scrimmaged them a couple weeks ago, Thursday before the Shirley Ryan invite, and they're long, lanky, athletic, have one of the best liberos in the state of Iowa. So yeah, they've got a lot of great pieces.
Okay, that you remind me of another point though. Our back row played much better tonight.
Yeah, our back row did play better tonight, and I think we just felt better. We've passed a cold around, and Jaden was actually pretty sick on Tuesday night and stayed home yesterday, got well, and I mean, you can tell she feels so much better today, and I just it was like
they were more alert.
Right. Yeah, much better focus and communication.
Instead of watching short balls land, they went and got them, and a lot of that was going on. So
yeah, it was a much better performance.
Well, good luck in the future. I guess we're not going to broadcast until we got one more.
Independence. Yep, senior night. So.
And then the conference playoff. But Jim had just announced that he was going to be in Europe on a delayed anniversary trip.
Well, that sounds amazing. We'll forgive you for that. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks.
Are we going to make him leave his suit with Eric Griesmeister to wear?
I'm not sure with that. different length there.
I think there is a different length there.
Thanks, guys.
Well, thanks very much.
Great job. All right, great job again interviewing Coach. Awesome when we get time with them, and I'm very appreciative because it's tough. You come after a win like that, and you want to celebrate with the fans. You want to celebrate with your team in the locker room, and the fact that they give us that time. Coach Williams comes up here and spends it.
Yeah, it was very nice of her.
That's awesome. So team takes a lot of momentum from tonight into a great tournament opportunity.
It sounds like the Red Oak tournament's going to be a good challenge for them. So
it usually is. Some really good teams that are going to be out there, and so we'll look forward to watching those. Will you make your way over to that Red Oak tournament, or
I will not.
Well, that's okay. That's a long way to go. So,
I go to away games if you want to take me or somebody else wants to take me, but otherwise I stay home.
You and I have road trip before. Well, our next broadcast will be on a week from Tuesday. That'll be the final home regular season match with Independence. That'll be senior night for the ladies. And it's probably going to be Truman and Eric Griesmeister. Hopefully I'll get back from Missouri in time to catch a part of that. But you'll be in very capable hands with that. And then after that will be the WAMAC tournament. We won't be hosting the WAMAC tournament, but we should be hosting the first couple of rounds of the regionals, I would guess, once we get to that point.
Okay.
The WAMAC's going to be played in Marion this year. So we'll look forward to that. And don't forget Mustang Vision tomorrow night, big game, Solon at home.
Yeah.
It's the end of an era in the First Street Field, and they'll be moving to the new activities complex, Mustangs Activities Complex after that. So don't forget to catch Sean Moore and Ed Tim on Mustang Vision tomorrow night. Just a reminder, thankful to our sponsors. If you're a sponsor and you've been watching or listening, and we encourage you to come and hang out with us during these breaks between matches. We'd love to get a couple minutes with you and find out your passion for these student athletes. Our sponsors, including our season-long sponsor, Ability Physical Therapy, and you heard a lot from Richardson Hanson Hotes Insurance Agency, our blocks, and our Kills sponsor, Yox Landing, our Big Dig sponsor. Joining them, Lunescus Law, Lunescus Consulting, Robinson Construction, Mount Vernon Bank and Trust Company, Copenhagen Associates, Kelly Concrete, Gary's Foods and Downtown Dental, Bunch Heating and Cooling, Iowa Physical Therapy, Wilkie's Liquors, Palisades Family Dental, Lynch Ford, Holland Hall Engineering, Mount Vernon Family Dentistry, and Lincoln Way Golf Cars. We've had a great night tonight, Truman. It was fun unveiling our new suits. Thank you to the volleyball team for providing these for us. And Bauman's clothing here in town.
Bauman's clothing
had a hand in that, so we appreciate that. Yeah,
that's my first new suit in, I don't know, 20 years.
I got my tie and my shirt from Bauman's as well. So,
all right.
We'll look forward to seeing you again soon. He's Truman Jordan. I'm Jim Beatty. We're Mustang Vision. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Buddy.
Good night.